record during the regular season. The team that they beat 4 times during the regular season, they were the ones who won the series during the regular season, so we knew the postseason was going to be a great series, and that's exactly what we've got. Maria Taylor, alongside the Hall of Famers, still here with you. We were taking it in right there in that tunnel over there. Carmelo Anthony, Tracy McGrady, they didn't want to sit down. They wanted to make sure they saw everything. But every time Wemby made a great play, you guys just looked at each other and it's like, at some point, it's becoming unguardable. It feels unguardable, but he stepped up, hit a 28-footer. We saw, the assist from Stephon Castle. The way that he played down the stretch, it was necessary, and it was on point.
Well, he kicked the game off with 10 and 10 in the first quarter, so that told me that he was locked in, ready to go. And then just the boxing match, the heavyweight boxing match that was going back and forth, the jab, the jab, the jab, the jab. And Wemby answered, OKC answered, Wemby answered, Caruso answered, Wemby answered, J-Dub answered. It was just one of them great games. To me, it was an instant classic game that you go back and watch this game on the Western Conference Finals. But let's talk about Wemby. I know everybody's going to talk about Wemby. We've never seen this before. I mean, he pulled up for 3. He got a block. He got a and-one dunk. He got a one-handed dunk. He was still on the ground.
Anything you could do in a game,
Anything you could do in a basketball game. So when you watch that, and guys who've done this at the high level, at the highest level,
you got to marvel at that.
We as a fan of the game, to see what Wemby did tonight and see how he dominated the game in every aspect of the game.
This was a heavyweight battle. I mean, to see. This took me back.
That one right
this
there.
took me back on this floor watching Steph Curry come across that half court and hitting that shot on OKC. Wow. And he's doing this in the Western Conference Finals. I mean,
during overtime. That wasn't in the middle of the game. It was absolutely necessary to stay in and win the game, push it to double overtime. They needed it.
He played a whole game. Man played 48 minutes.
48.
Right? And to have the energy to do that, that's the determination. That's him wanting to be the best player on the floor every single time, to win his team to wield his team to a win. We've never seen anything like this. The domination on the defensive side, play after play after play. I mean, you might get it from, some other guys on your team. It seemed like he was making every play that was to make on both ends of the court. When it comes to the San Antonio Spurs, man, it's a very young team, but it's a bunch of guys that really, truly believe in themselves and the ability to get this done this year. I know we talk about the young and inexperienced. They're experienced.
Yeah. And by the way, listen, Dylan Harper had to jump into the lineup because we found out De'Aaron Fox was not playing due to an ankle injury. He entered the game questionable. So that meant their starting lineup, no one was over 25 years old. So this was a young team that had to come on the road. They all had the blue shirts on that said Oklahoma, Loud City. They don't sit down till they score. We can barely hear or think. But you would just see this young team. This was the test. This was like, are you going to answer the call? And every single time it needed answering, they did.
Well, that was one of the questions coming into this game. Can the young squad, can the young group of guys, what they call them, what De'Aaron Fox called them, the others, they call them something else. But when you talk about what they brought to the game and coming into this actual game and what they was able to do, they were able to show OKC different looks, give them different looks throughout the course of the game. They didn't defend Shea the same way. Everybody defended him totally different. Shea, to me, felt like he was trying to figure out every play, how to figure out what defense that they was giving. But Dylan Harper, when you talk about a rookie, you're talking about somebody who's 20 years old, the number 2 pick. You're talking about somebody who's coming in here game 1 of the Western Conference Finals with no fear, actually putting his team on his back, taking over Fox being injured and being out. When we talked about Fox, we thought that was to be a major asset to this, to this team. But Dylan Harper stepping up and doing what he did. For me, 8 for 20 as a rookie in the game 1 of the Western Conference Final tells me a lot. Tells me a lot that coach got a lot of confidence in Dylan.
And if you look at it, when they needed buckets or when they came out of a timeout, they went to Dylan sometimes.
After a turnover,
After a turnover. Think about that. You go into a rookie. You know how much confidence your group got to have in you to go to a rookie in this situation? That has to give you the utmost confidence as a player. But when I look, again, Castle, we talked about this in the beginning about not having Fox, having turnovers, right? When they put that pressure on you, Castle being able to handle that pressure and turn the ball over. Tonight he had 11 turnovers. And to come out of here with a victory, having 11 turnovers. He did have 11 assists, so it kind of wipes everything, cancels everything out. But I think not having Fox at the end of that game, it showed the inexperience in the young players.
Yeah, listen, we still saw Dylan Harper with 24 points. He's actually making his way over here, so we're going to get a chance to talk to him, which is absolutely awesome. But again, a guy that's been coming off the bench. He had 4 starts during the regular season. This was his first start in a playoff game. He's a rookie, and he's here now. Let's talk about it.
He's one of the band of brothers I was trying to figure out. The band of brothers I was trying to figure it out.
Oh, congratulations, Dylan. We appreciate you joining us. Okay, my first question is, when did you find out you were about to be starting in this game, your first playoff start?
About 60 minutes on the clock. Yeah, about 60 minutes.
And what was your reaction when you found out?
Let's go.
Next man up.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go get a win.
And that's exactly what you did with 24 points. Describe what you were looking for, what worked for you when you were in the starting lineup and they needed a bucket.
I think just being me, going into the game and just being in attack mode no matter what. If shots fall or not, just keep on going and going.
So in a game 1 in the Western Conference Finals, obviously the stakes are high. You find out 60 minutes before you have to go out there and, get your first start. Who talks to you, calm you down to help you understand what's at stake?
Really, everyone. I think Fox put me to the side. Rashad put me to the side. A little bit of everyone. Mitch talked to me right before the game and just told me be me, be confident, and just keep doing what I'm doing.
You was confident. 20 shots tonight.
Not shy. We're shooting. And we'll shoot.
I want to talk about your sacrifice that you had to you had to make throughout this course of the season. No Fox coming in as a number 2 pick. A lot of people had questions about that pick in San Antonio. Tonight, was it about you proving to everybody that this pick was here to stay, or was it about you just coming in and doing what you have to do and sacrificing what you have to sacrifice in order for this team to win?
I think a little bit of both. I think it was me proving to myself why I belong on this court. But, I mean, you talked about this before I got drafted. It was more of Fox is a great point guard. He's going to help and teach me. And I think that him teaching me the whole season, me kind of having to play that backseat role kind of helped me for today.
So you're going up against the champs. You're going up against an MVP. Did it feel like you was in the Western Conference Finals tonight?
Yes.
It was
different, so it did feel different.
So I want to ask you, what was the challenges that it posed to you?
Just staying poised throughout the game. I mean, game of runs, 40. And they make shots. They're a great team, and we just had to keep on just fighting and fighting and fighting. So the biggest thing was just staying poised throughout it all.
Let's talk about Wemby a little bit, because when we saw him cross over the half-court line and knock down this 28-footer, we said, all right, okay.
It was right here, right?
It was right on the other side, I think. Right over there. It was right over there. Dylan knows. He knows exactly where it was. But some of the things that he was doing to make sure y'all not only stayed in the game, but were able to win this game on the road as a player, as a teammate, being on the court for some of that, just describe what you see in the moment.
I mean, he's a great leader. I think that he kind of set the tone with just his energy and just his force and just his dominant his outlook on the game. Coming in the game, for him, it was more just, how do I get everyone involved and how do I just put an imprint on the game? And he did that times 10 today.
What's your career high in minutes?
Today?
You know how many you played
46?
tonight?
28? I don't know how many I played tonight.
He played 46 minutes, bro.
I ain't played 46 ever.
How do you
Those
feel?
are now regular season minute versus 46 playoff Western Conference minute.
Different.
It's a difference.
Big difference.
Let's talk about the confidence, obviously, your team has in you to even just take over that role. You said Fox pulled you aside. You talked to Mitch. But what does it mean just knowing they're like, here are the keys. Let's go. You got it.
It means everything, I think, from the coaching staff to everyone on the team just kind of gave me that confidence in myself just to go out there and be me. And at the end of the day, they told me you're going to mess up, but it's how you respond to this next play.
Ooh,
I want to know, right? You close out Minnesota, and you got OKC next. I'm sure y'all had the conversation on how y'all wanted to approach this series. Tell us, what's those conversations y'all are having about how you preparing and attacking this series?
I mean, I think defense is the biggest thing for us. I think that's kind of been our MO all season, and coming in this series, it was more of got to be dialed in on defense no matter what. And today, I think, we had some stretches and lapses where stuff didn't go our way, but all in all, I think we just kind of doubled down on it.
Okay, we talked about Mom Dukes last time we had you on the show. She had the notes for you and everything. Since you found out you were a starter 60 minutes before, could you talk to her? Do you think you'll get
I
some
didn't
notes?
look at my phone.
You didn't? Okay.
That phone is off.
Right.
My phone was off.
Have you
One
seen
thing-
her?
When you come in the locker room.
I'll look at my phone after this.
Okay.
But
You think you made her proud?
Probably.
Well, we appreciate you joining us for sure, Dylan.
Appreciate the game, young fella.
100%. And shout out to Mom, too. We can't wait to hear exactly what you had to say from him after this play. That's Dylan Harper. 24 points, gets his first playoff start, and ultimately the Spurs get a win in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. The losers, OKC, their head coach, Mark Daigneault, talking to the media at the podium now. All right, we wanted to take a look at some of the key stats here. Obviously, Coach Daigneault saying this team has to get better and problem solve some. One of the numbers that stands out, rebounds, guys, 61-40 in this one. And also, you can see, though, the turnovers for the Spurs, 23 with no De'Aaron Fox, but ultimately the Spurs still able to get a win. So the Spurs snapped the streak that OKC was on. They had won 9 straight postseason games if you go back to last season. During the regular season, they snapped their 16-game winning streak. And now Victor Wembanyama, he's stepping up to the podium. This is the word that we're going to use for the performance that we saw from Victor Wembanyama. 3 blocks in this one, 41.
Lord, did I not know that what was to come and how appropriate that would be. We talked about fast break points, we had 14 fast break points in the first half. We had 2 the rest of the game. We talked about fast reserves offensively. We talked about cleaning up our defensive stops, the rebounds, we had plus 21 on the boards. And we finished for 38 points and we finished and we got one on the game. We needed every second from everybody. We needed every word, encouragement, accountability from everybody. The bench was great. Everybody that played.
All right, Mitch, the bench was great. So was the Spurs defense, Melo, in this Game 1.
Unbelievable. If you look at their pickup point right here, even when they switch, they denying, body on body, they in the passing lane, and everybody's attentive. You got 5 guys that's looking at the ball. So when you talk about attention to details, be aggressive, and then you got one of the best young finishers in the NBA and Dylan Harper getting downhill. That was 2 of their 50 paint points right there. Right here, Devin Vassell. Never gave up on the play on J-Dub. Realized J-Dub ain't got his legs yet. He went up there, met him up top, got that block. And right here, now you see the gravity. You see San Antonio's gravity. And now, great closeout right there. Don't let them get the ball middle, which is what you're taught. Don't let the ball get middle. And right here, once again, Dylan Harper
Active
in transition.
hands, man.
Dylan
Just
Harper,
great,
man,
yes.
7 steals, playoff franchise
Yes.
record as a rookie. We talking about a 20-year-old kid, number 2 draft pick, coming in this game and putting his imprint on Western Conference Finals Game 1.
It's just something about the effort that they give on that defensive end. The rotations, they're all on the string and causing havoc out there. That's why some of those shots, you think they have a wide open shot. No, their speed is just closing out. And when they're closing out, they're running you off that 3-point line right into who? Yeah. The big man who's in there waiting for him?
Waiting for a block. And Wemby had 3 of those this game. You're taking a look at OKC's All-Stars and their finish. Remember, Shea only had 4 points at halftime, finishes with 24. Meanwhile, Chet, remember, only 1 field goal at halftime. He finishes with just 8 points. Let's go to the podium here from SGA after Game 1.
Shea, you guys had chances tonight. What'd you make just of the battle that this was and some areas for improvement moving forward to Wednesday?
Yeah, quality opponent. We knew it was going to be a dogfight. We just got to be better. Me in particular have to play better, especially against a team of this caliber. Yeah, nothing more than that.
How'd you feel about just pace, tempo, both up the floor and in the half court offensively?
Yeah, exactly what I expected. Fast. They play very fast. Yeah, exactly what I expected in the game. Just got to be better out there.
Shea, it looked like you were maybe a little more hesitant than usual attacking early on and then got more aggressive as the game went on. Obviously, they pose a huge challenge defensively. Like, what's your process of feeling out a game like that and how they're playing you?
Yeah, I just try to take what the defense gives me. I think earlier they were like heavier in the gaps, and I had a lot of sprays for open shooters more so, and then I think they loosened up as the game went on, and I was able to find my cracks. Yeah, it's got to be better when I get those cracks, I think.
You talked before about enjoying finding ways to get better as a player, but also just throughout a series, how much do you enjoy the problem-solving aspect of finding ways to be effective against a specific team like this?
Yeah, that's what it's about. That's what this time of year is about. Like, it's the highest level of basketball, and you're going to find out exactly what type of player you are, what type of competitor you are. and exactly what you need to get better at. And it's no different this time of year around.
You talked about the problem solving. Mark mentioned, obviously, Wemby's not an easy guy to go against, but you guys playing them that early in the season, you found a bit of a groove of sort of understanding how to attack him a little bit better. Is there like a feeling out process or like an adjustment period against a shot blocker like that?
Yeah, you just got to be aggressive, also just be smart, I think, more than anything. He, yes, obviously is very big at the rim, but we still found cracks in it at times. We just got to be willing to work possessions and make sure we get the best shot each time down, and just be patient with that.
Shea, I'm not sure what was more impressive, Alex's defense on Wemby or his shooting tonight. What did you like better?
I can't pick either. It was a great game from Alex. Sad it went to waste. But yeah, he played his butt off tonight. I'm proud of him. But I expect that from Alex, especially this time of year. He always brings it.
The way he played, the way Jalen came back, first came back after the hamstring, to have the guys around you have some, encouraging games, and you guys go to double overtime even on a night you're not pleased with your performance. Is that sort of encouraging to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I know what my teammates are capable of, what we're capable of as a team when we bring it. It's just unfortunate I wasn't able to bring my best game tonight, but that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you're your best version, sometimes you're not. You got to roll with the punches, don't get discouraged, and stay true to who you are.
Shea said before, listen, he's got all the answers to the test. He just needs the questions first. He's got the questions now. Okay, so that's game one of the Western Conference Finals. Let's take an early look at the line from DraftKings Sportsbook for tomorrow's game one in the Eastern Conference Finals between the Cavs and the Knicks. New York will be playing its first game in 9 days, Melo. And it's a 7.5-point home favorite.
We just gonna let Mel.
Overtime, SGA out there with his son Aries. He turned 2 in April. Understanding there's so much basketball left to play in this best-of-7 series, but ultimately the Spurs get game one, 122 to 115. By the way, his cousin, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, was in the building, sitting courtside, checking in with SGA here. Meanwhile, so the Spurs, they get the victory. Stephon Caslow, he had 11 turnovers, but 11 assists. He was outside the locker room. Here's what he had to say after the win in game one.
Can you just talk about the composure you guys had to have and just the attention to detail at the second overtime, the first overtime to win a game like this?
Yeah, I think our composure was great. From the start of the game to the end of the game. Our guys were tired, but execution at that point in the game is so important, and I feel like we executed perfectly, especially on the defensive end. I think Vic, makes up for a lot of our mistakes, but for the most part, I think we were on top of it. So I think that's what gave us the edge. And then,
did you think that three was going in that he hit almost from the logo?
The one when he tied it?
Yes.
I knew that was going in.
You did? Okay.
When you get to a second overtime, is it more mentally taxing or physically taxing? Or what's the...
Probably more mentally. By that point of the game, teams can't really change much, and we know pretty much what you're going to see. It's just kind of doubling down on, the details and the stuff that we worked on, especially when our bodies are fatigued. That's why that's the biggest thing.
You guys all campaigned for Knicks to get MVP this year. I think we probably knew for a while it was going to go to Shea. Like yesterday, having that confirmation, today getting that trophy. What do you think that did for him and for the team to motivate him to play at that level for you guys to play with him?
Yeah, we felt like that was his trophy. I'm sure he felt the same way. So, we kind of saw what his energy was like throughout the whole game. He stayed composed throughout the game. Didn't really complain about fouls or anything like that. And I think he was big for us. He had a monster game. Him seeing that, before the game and staying composed and having a game like that just speaks volumes to what his character is like.
With the fatigue of a game like this, what kind of emotions goes through your head right now, winning a game like this? It has to be mentally exhausting, but also different emotions that go through your mind.
Yeah, it was a tiring game. We did a lot of things bad in that game and still were able to come out on top, so that's probably the most reassuring thing. But I think just moving past this game as quick as we can. Obviously,
we celebrated it in the moment. It's a big-time win, on the road against the defending champ. So obviously you celebrate that, but I understand we got to come back in here and try to do it again on Wednesday. So just trying to have short-term memory with wins and losses.
With Fox out, you and Dylan had that.
All right, so they get the win and also cast out a double-double. But tonight we just started the conference finals. Tomorrow night you're going to get the East side. They're going to tip off at Game 1 between the Cavs and the Knicks from MSG. That'll be on ESPN. Then Wednesday we're right back here at the Paycom Center for Game 2 of Spurs and Thunder at 8:30 Eastern on NBC and Peacock. All right, let's do a little bit of a preview of the Cavs and the Knicks. Now listen, we haven't seen the Knicks in 9 days. That's how long they will have been off by the time they take the court. Last time they played was May 10th. Meanwhile, the Cavs, they've had back-to-back 7-game series. Again, it's like that rust versus rest. What will be the difference? But let's talk about what the Knicks were doing well before they had their long layover.
Well, they found their momentum. I thought they found their identity of, something that they've been looking forward to finding, especially towards the end of the season. So finding that and against Philly, they found that. They got rid of Philly early, 4-0. That was something that they really put their minds to and really wanted to accomplish, get that series over. Now you have a different type of series. It's not the same Cleveland Cavaliers that you've played regular season. You got two guys that's ready to go get it, that's ready to infiltrate the defense, that's ready to manipulate the defense. Mm-hmm. Can the guards and Donovan and James Harden take advantage of the defenses that the Knicks is going to throw at them? But also the bigs. Mm-hmm. You're talking about Mobley. You're talking about Jarrett Allen. Can they neutralize Mitchell Robinson and Cat, right? Can they give Cat different looks? What are the looks that they're going to give Cat? So this series is going to come down to the guard play, but also come down to the bigs. And Jarrett Allen been having a hell of a postseason right now. Sure. Mobley been kind of up and down, been making plays when Cavaliers needed him. But this series right here is got the Knicks sitting back like, okay, let's go. We rested. Yeah. We took care of business. We answered the question against Philly. Now we ready to answer this question.
Let me ask you this, Mel. I know you just took up a minute.
You wanted me to do that.
No. But in all seriousness, what do you think? Who you think has the advantage? Would you rather have coming off a series where you have a day or two of rest or sitting at home for 9 days? Like, what would you prefer on that? Because me, I want to keep that momentum. Coming off a 7-game series, right? Yeah. Running on the road, still have that momentum. What would you prefer?
I would prefer the rest. I need the rest because I need to clear my mind. You heard Wemby say tonight, I was fatigued. I didn't know what I was thinking about out there. It was because he was mentally fatigued. Yeah. So if you get that rest, you get 9, 7, 8 days to rest and get ready for that game one, then I'm going to take the rest. Them 2 days, we need ice baths. We need all type of thing, travel. See, it's a lot that we got to get right.
I can't answer that question. I was going on for the ride in San Antonio in 2013, so
I wasn't going to come back to you and ask that.
See how he didn't ask it back. He didn't ask it back. But we had a similar situation here. I mean, OKC, they were off for 6 days. Meanwhile, Wemby and the Spurs, they had to play in that Game 6 against Minnesota, so they obviously had a little bit less rest. Wemby was talking about he was tired, but he also had to play 48 minutes. He's never done that. Yeah. It's an interesting storyline that we'll be able to watch. But for Donovan Mitchell, he's never made it to a conference finals. He finally got, that's getting the monkey off your back. Yeah. You know what I mean? To be able to come into it.
You know what I like about this duo, James and Donovan Mitchell? I think they have figured it out, right? To get through 2 tough series, going 7 games, 14 games to figure out how can they be together. Come on, man. Don't do that to me. But when I look at what James was able to do, right? Although in that Game 7 he didn't play particularly well in terms of scoring the ball, but he did get in the paint and made great plays. And he trusts Donovan. Like, you have somebody alongside of you that can put up those type of numbers to take that pressure off you. All you got to do, take care of the ball, make plays, and get your big man involved. And I see James playing that role well. I think he's going to do a great job in this series.
Yeah, listen, the Knicks won the regular season series, but James Harden only played in one of those games with the Cavs, so since the trade, they've only met each other once. Listen, the double overtime game is everything that we signed up for, an instant classic. You guys have never not been players on the road, right, for a playoff, so I'm going to take over the off day. I'm going to get the minivan together. Okay. We're going to come up with some fun stuff to do, okay?
We're going to church.
Yeah, we're going to church. We're going to stop by the deacon board. We're going to see whether or not